We have some shocking details regarding Elon Musk with SpaceX and Hedera and what's really going on behind the scenes. If you hold HBAR, you probably want to stick around until the end of this video to truly find out what's actually going on here. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So listen, there has been a lot of misinformation floating around, especially within the Hedera community, the XRP community, and this typically does happen even during the bear market, but during the bull market is when we start to see a big spike around this. Now, for the longest time, there has been speculation on if Hedera is going to be, partnering up with Elon Musk, or if Elon Musk will utilize, Hedera technology simply because of how efficient it is. We know back in 2021, for an example, we have this announcement from Hedera regarding, their GC member, Google, partnering up with SpaceX to deliver data, cloud services, and even applications at the edge. Deploying nodes in all continents, including Antarctica and maybe the moon, may now be possible. So, again, a lot of people were speculating at this point because back in 2021, if you guys don't know, there's a few cryptic posts by Elon Musk, with the HBAR logo and things like that. But, I don't think that it necessarily had any connections back to Hedera. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. But, recently as well, there was a lot of talks about Elon Musk utilizing Hedera simply because of the sustainability factor. And again, if we go back to 2021, Tesla was scolded for having, Bitcoin and holding Bitcoin because of the sustainability aspect of it. And then Elon Musk actually commented on the sustainability factor regarding Bitcoin, which made a lot of people start thinking, is he going to utilize another, project? Is he going to be tapping into a DLT project that is, carbon neutral or carbon negative? And this is when a lot of people were looking at Hedera. Now, obviously, at that time, he was still talking about Dogecoin. I think even still today, he loves Dogecoin. But, there definitely is room for the, possibility of Hedera being utilized at some point in time. But is it going to be? Well, a lot of people think that's already being utilized. Let's actually go over here real quick. So this is where a lot of people started to kind of speculate a little bit. This is with YSAT, actually. Big shout out to Jack Timothy for posting this. This is actually from the HBAR Bulls podcast. And we have here YSAT to send HBAR tech to space via SpaceX. Only a matter of time before Elon Musk connects the dots. Now, again, when we think about this, YSAT is sending HBAR tech to space with SpaceX. They are. But it's SpaceX's rockets. There's no actual correlation here, which we will get to here in a second. But check this out.
Well, that's one of the reasons why we're geographically, decentralized. We have on every continent, in the world except for Antarctica, we have a Hedera node, but we don't have one in space yet. So it's great that you're thinking along those lines. I know that you have a relationship with Elon. Do you think there's any way we could get him involved? Because I know he's interested in this kind of stuff as well.
He's a technology fanatic. So if he realizes, and he will realize, that we are pushing the envelope, then we are bringing something that he doesn't have yet, because he obviously is a very big blockchain ambassador and he loves crypto, but he didn't put it yet together himself. So if he sees us coming with a serious project, I'm sure he will get all his support. I already met him, as you know, in a political environment. That will be in a technical environment, and we are launching his own rocket. So yeah, for sure we will continue getting his support. But what is more important here is this decentralization effort. There's a lot of people that they are willing to put time, money, because this is the future of the earth. It's not to create mega cities and go into a centralization mode again, as we were in the past. This is about decentralization, about inclusion, about sustainability, and use the space as the next frontier. And yes, let's put blockchain on the space. That's what this project is going to be all about.
Now, I do agree with them, right? Like when we think about what's actually happening here, it doesn't really matter about Elon Musk. Like, do we really care if Elon Musk knows about Hedera or is using Hedera? It doesn't really matter to me. I've talked about this on multiple occasions. When we think about what's really going on around this space, this isn't, oh, hey, is Elon Musk using Hedera? A lot of people like to cling on to big names and, speculate on things simply because it's good for price action. Oh, if Elon Musk came out tomorrow and started talking about HBAR, it would hit $1 or $2 or that. Like, it's very easy to get caught up in that side of the space where everyone's kind of clinging on to something to pump their bags. But with Hedera, we don't need to, right? I mean, we have so many big names tied back to Hedera that will be utilizing this DLT in everyday, day-to-day processes. And these are like massive Fortune 500 names. So does it really matter if Elon Musk is going to know about Hedera or use the tech? It doesn't really matter at all. But is it only a matter of time until he actually does, look into Hedera or knows about Hedera? In my opinion, yeah, it is only a matter of time because Hedera is becoming a household name. Now, also with SpaceX, remember that Novik Tech, and I did mention this in a video as well, back in December, they strengthened a partnership with Hedera with an additional HBAR acquisition. Now, this was with 150,000 AUD. They acquired 490,622 HBAR tokens, and their total holdings are over 1.5 million HBAR tokens on their balance sheet. Now, we also have here that Hedera has recently partnered with SpaceX to revolutionize blockchain applications in space. Now, we don't actually have any confirmation of that. I do think that this was kind of, a little bit of some misinformation on Novik Tech's side. I think that they didn't really realize what was happening. Basically, the whole gist of this was that YSAT is using SpaceX rockets to send HBAR tech up into space, to run those nodes up in space, basically. But, again, these are Elon Musk, these are his rockets, basically. So if we think about that, it is only a matter of time until he realizes, like, all right, well, what are these rockets being utilized for? What are we sending up to space? And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, wait, this might be something interesting. So it's only a matter of time. But also over here, we have from Tokenizer, remember, right? It's not, just retail buying up HBAR. It's no longer just about retail. The Novik Tech partnership and collaboration was crucial because, this is a big player that is, a publicly registered Australian company holding HBAR, buying up HBAR. And, it's crazy to me that, again, we try to cling on to the big names. We try to have some sort of big, news behind Hedera just to pump the price. But think about it like this, right? We have major companies buying up a lot of these projects. We now have a lot of these partnerships happening around the space. We have asset management companies like BlackRock jumping into the space, tokenization heating up in a large way, institutional DeFi, initiatives happening. Like, think about what's really going on here. A much bigger picture is being painted, and it's not around names like Elon Musk. No, we are literally witnessing the entire world evolving through this tech. Now, also over here we have, is Hedera really going to space? The answer is yes, guys. And it could be a game changer for crypto. Here's why. The SEALSQ Corp and Hedera partnership is tackling the quantum threat, the scary reality that quantum computers could break today's cryptography. Think about it. Every blockchain, every crypto wallet, every secure transaction could be vulnerable. But with SEALSQ's quantum resistant chips, like the QS7001 launching in 2025, Hedera is future-proofing itself before the problem hits. This is like putting armor on your castle before anyone even invents the cannon. Hedera's DLT network is already one of the fastest and most efficient out there. Add quantum resistance to the mix, and it's not just, survive in the future, it's dominating it. Imagine enterprises, governments, and financial systems turning to Hedera because it's the safest choice in the post-quantum world. HBAR is becoming critical space infrastructure. Think satellite-based blockchains, secure data transfers from orbit, and communication channels that remain untouchable, even in the quantum era. This isn't just a blockchain story, it's a global and interstellar tech revolution. Hedera isn't just going to space, it's redefining how crypto communications and security work in the final frontier. The future of crypto is here, and it's quantum resistant, scalable, and ready for the stars. Can't wait to see all of our HTS projects thrive big time. And yeah, listen, this is what it's all about, okay? I get it, right? It's great to, talk about the potentials of Elon Musk and, working with Hedera, working with Lehman Bear, things like that. But at the end of the day, it's a much bigger picture here. Look at what's actually happening. We're now talking about sending blockchain and DLT tech into space. Yes, quantum technology is becoming a big deal. We've been addressing it for a while on the channel. I love Cellframe around quantum resistant tech. They have been at the forefront of this for a while. But as we do really kind of look at what's going on here, yeah, this is now the new next gen infrastructure that almost everything will run on. This is the truth. Now, I will say this, okay? There was a great post by HBAR Tata because this was regarding SpaceX as well. We have here interesting insight from FCA regulated benchmark administrator, CF Benchmarks, known for the most rigorous methodologies and market scrutiny for cryptocurrency indices. We have Hedera posted a 57.5% gain driven by a partnership with SpaceX for space data management. And you can actually see that on the right here. They do mention, Hedera HBAR followed with a 57.5% gain driven by a partnership with SpaceX for space data management and a collaboration with Chainlink to provide secure on-chain data feeds for DeFi developers. So again, they were trying to mention this SpaceX partnership. And, this kind of seems like it was a big thing because even Novik Tech was talking about it as well. So it was very easy to kind of cling on to this and say, all right, well, look at, Elon Musk is going to be utilizing Hedera Tech because again, SpaceX, he's the big name behind SpaceX. But if we actually look into this, and big shout out to Fada Cove for this, we have Hedera has no partnership with SpaceX, and they don't, right? They actually don't. If you want to do a little bit of research, they don't have a partnership with SpaceX. WiseKey, their satellites will travel to orbit by SpaceX as simple cargo. WiseKey is big, but an OG HBAR variant should do better. And listen, checking HBAR Tata, I don't think that's on him at all. I think he is right on the money here. He's kind of talking about this. I'll explain it here in a second. But I want to say this right now. If you are a researcher in the space, this goes for any, YouTuber, any influencer, whatever the case may be. Yes, it's hard to sometimes find the right information. It's sometimes very challenging to actually verify the right information as well. But this is something that if we had, a Hedera partnership with SpaceX, we would see that everywhere from the actual HBAR and Hedera accounts. This is the number one reason why we cannot just go off of, what someone is posting on X. It's very easy to cling on to that. But when you actually look under the hood of this, it becomes very clear, right? WiseKey, their satellites, which are going to be a big deal, right? This is like space age sort of technology that we're talking about here, where, blockchain tech is going to be living in outer space in a quantum resistant era of tech as well, which is pretty crazy to think about, right? But it's satellites that are going to be traveling to space with SpaceX rockets. It's as simple as it is. But we have here that the purpose of my post was to highlight that CF benchmarks regulated by the UK FCA and trusted by major industry players stated a partnership exists. This wasn't my statement. Now, again, there could be some sort of partnership behind the scenes because, again, SpaceX needs to be aware of what they're actually sending to space. So it makes sense. While they may have made an error, we can't rule out the possibility that there's more to the story than we currently know, which, yes, this is true. We don't know the full story on this. NDAs could be in place. We have no idea yet. But there are countless potential use cases where Hedera and SpaceX could align perfectly. Time will tell. Regardless, it's great to see Hedera recognized by leading institutions like CF Benchmarks, and I believe it was worth sharing. I dedicate a huge amount of time to covering the latest Hedera news, so I'm sorry you feel that way. Now, again, we have a few things as well, talking about, I know how devoted you are, but at the end of the day, we have cheers for following, agree that the confirmed connection here is WiseKey using Hedera and their satellite hitching a ride on a SpaceX rocket. That said, I think it's pretty cool to see the speculative mentions like this because it goes to show you how Hedera is starting to capture attention. And yes, this is one thing that I do want to put a spotlight on. If we go back a few years ago, let's go back to 2021, right? There was a lot of speculation around a NASA partnership with Hedera because there was a patent around it. Again, all types of news, regardless if it's fake news or not, it's good news technically for publicity, but I do hate the fact that the misinformation does get spread around very, very quick. Again, if I'm an investor and something, huge is happening, I'm going to share it. I'm going to repost. I'm going to be excited about it, but there is a lot of misinformation out there, especially when it comes to Hedera. But one thing to take from all of this is Is Elon Musk using Hedera tech right now? No, he's not. But could he eventually use the tech? 100%. And it makes sense for him to do so. We know Elon Musk. We know how he's a visionary. We know how, tech advanced he is. We also know that he loves sustainability factors because in a world where you own, companies and you're a big name behind these companies, and now that there's mandates on sustainability factors and reporting, all of a sudden you're looking at the next gen technology that is carbon neutral or carbon negative that could also benefit your company in a large way. And all of a sudden you look at DLT and you're finding Hedera. It makes sense, again, especially if there is a potential NDA signed in the back end of things with SpaceX, then I'm sure that Elon Musk is aware of Hedera. But until we actually have confirmation from the Hedera account or even the HBAR Foundation, I don't think that, we should sit around and say, hey, guess what? Elon Musk is using Hedera, when we already know for 100% fact at this current moment in time, there is zero announcement from the actual accounts that SpaceX is using Hedera tech and vice versa. So at this current moment in time, the only confirmation that we have is that WiseKey is going to be sending Hedera nodes into outer space using SpaceX rockets. But definitely focus on WiseSat from WiseKey because this is definitely a big use case. I might actually do a deep dive on this project here in a little bit because we know that in Q1 of this year, they're actually launching their token. It's actually called Sealcoin. We definitely have a lot to talk about when it comes to this project because this could be a very, very big deal for the Hedera ecosystem because this token is actually going to be launching on Hedera. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.